Good morning. Good morning. Today we have a very special guest for you, and I will be talking to Mr. or rather Monsieur Antoine Jeanson, the Director of Operations from Audi Myanmar. Good morning.
Hi.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the interview.
We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And let me just start by saying welcome to Myanmar. And Audi fans, including me, have been waiting for a long time to for you to finally arrive here.
Yeah, it's been long in the making. We've been studying Myanmar for many years, and we had other projects in the region that was taking a lot of our resources, human resources, financial resources. But finally, now we have everything ready for Myanmar. And so it's coming, and it's not long from now. And I'm here to make sure it happens. Yeah.
Great. So the groundbreaking ceremony was held in December last year.
Yep.
When can we expect to see more, and what exactly can we expect?
So the current timeline is sending us to the end of this year, the end of 2020. The exact date is still a bit unknown, but very likely around November, December, that area.
What exactly can we be expecting? Is there going to be a showroom, a service center?
Yeah, that's right. So if you want to drive an Audi, you want to make sure that you can purchase it in the right condition, and you want to make sure that you can service it also with the right mechanics, the right tools, and everything. So under the same roof, you're gonna have a showroom. Okay, so it's on one level, and it's going to display about 6 cars, but we can also increase the size if necessary. And at the back, under the same roof, you also have the service center. So for our clients, it's a one-stop shop where they can both purchase their car, meet our sales team, and also service their car.
Awesome. And Audi obviously has a wide range of amazing models in saloons, sportbacks, SUVs, and so on. So which models will be available in your showroom? And
so our idea is to gradually bring as many cars as we can, as many models as we can from the Audi range. So we have 2 main families at Audi, the A's, which are the sedans, and the Q's, which are the SUV. So in the A range, by 2021, when we have built up the entire lineup, we should be going from A4 all the way to A8. Okay, so A4, A5, A6, A7, A8. And for the Qs, so the SUV, there is no Q1, but there is a Q2, which is a nice little SUV, a nice little crossover. And it goes all the way to Q8 for the moment. So that's for the conventional petrol car. And we are also starting to consider seriously about electric mobility. So there is the e-tron family. Audi has unveiled last year its first fully electric SUV, which is the Audi e-tron. There are going to be many more Audi electric models, and we are hoping to bring that at some point to Myanmar. I cannot exactly tell you when and what and how much and all of that, but it's in our mind. Yeah.
Okay. My absolute favorite car of all time is the Audi R8, of course. And I saw one parked during the groundbreaking ceremony, but sadly, it sounds like it won't be on sale then.
No, the current regulation in Myanmar prevent us from bringing a 2-door sports car. And so the current R8 is coming with a 5.2-liter V10, which has over 600 horsepower, and it's a 2-door, and it won't be allowed. As of today, it's not allowed to bring these kind of cars in Myanmar. So we are here also to follow the rules, and the rules are going to be no R8 for now. There are some very nice electric cars that are coming, very sporty as well. Maybe not the same sound as the V10, but trust me, they are also very nice to drive. So that's to come, but I won't tell you more for now.
Okay, exciting. But do you think the market is ready for electric cars here?
We never know until we try it, right?
Yeah, true.
The electric mobility has been a lot a question of the chicken and the egg, with the infrastructure and the actual cars. So you could say, okay, Myanmar doesn't have the charging infrastructure. If you want to go from Yangon to Mandalay or from Yangon to Naypyidaw, you're going to need some recharge with the current cars that are available on the market. And the fast charging is not available in Myanmar. So you could say, okay, let's not bring any electric car. The other way of doing things is you've seen on the street maybe some electric cars. Yeah. There are a few Teslas, there are a few other cars that are out there running exclusively on electricity. And these people are pioneers. And Audi is progressive. Audi wants to be progressive. And therefore, if we don't make the right move at the right time, I think that would be a mistake. So we are working hard at the moment to see how it's going to be possible. There is a question on infrastructure. That's true. Our models currently, if they are being driven in the city, you can plug it over the weekend. And by Monday, you can do a whole week on a single charge, no problem, drop the kids at school, go to work, these sort of things. And then the real question for the moment is when you go outside of the main city, far from your house, then how do you do? But that's to be built. The second important thing, and that's something that that may be a bit longer than what we expect, is how to make sure that the people in the Myanmar administrations that we have to interact with to bring an electric car understand what we are trying to do. I'm saying that because the Myanmar government has made a clear strategy of saying electric mobility has to be encouraged. There is a automobile law, and in the automobile law, it's written as clear as I just said. There should be a strong push towards electric mobility and new kinds of mobility. Now, in the facts, when you discuss with the people who already imported electric cars, there is still some progress to be done in that front. So we need to make sure that electric mobility is coming to Myanmar, but it's coming also in a way that people can afford it. And if there are tremendous amounts of tax, poor infrastructure, and all of that, even for the strong pioneers, that's going to be a real challenge to own an electric car. So we are working with the different parties at the moment to make that a reality. I cannot tell you when Audi is going to be electric in Myanmar, but this is our clear intention.
So you see it as the next frontier, basically.
Yeah.
You mentioned competition. You mentioned other brands. Audi is obviously a latecomer, especially compared to other German brands.
That's right.
So it might be more ground for you to cover first. What kind of competition are you expecting?
So our the usual suspects are still the same here and everywhere else. So there are some other premium German brands that are already distributed for a long time in Myanmar. They've been true pioneers because they came in a market which was largely unknown and so thanks to them, we have a strong feedback on what the market wants, what the market is capable of accepting, and therefore we have adjusted our facility, we have adjusted our lineup to make sure that we match what people have in mind. And so we realized that if you want to be called premium, if you want to be called luxury, you have to bring a very nice level of equipment. You have to bring highly technological cars. It's not because it's Myanmar that you have to do things differently than in other countries. So this is our commitment. We bring cars that are built in the same factories as the one you can buy in the US, in Europe, or in Japan, or in China, or wherever. So these cars are produced in the same factories. So most of them being in Europe, a few in other places in the world. And we want to provide them with the same quality and with an interesting price, a good price point. Because even when you are targeting the upper segment, it's important that your price makes sense. Okay, that you don't overprice everything just because it's luxury. So we want to be also moving in that front to make sure that we offer the right cars at the right price with the right level of equipment and all the environment that comes with it. So, for example, you were talking earlier about the Audi dealership. So when we started to consider Audi in Myanmar, we worked together with Audi in Germany to bring an interior design and a look of the dealership that would be very premium, very, very, I would say, sophisticated in the interior design and so on. So this is something that you're about to see in a few months from now, but understand that this is something we've spent a lot of time and energy to make sure that we have an environment and a whole offer that is top-notch, premium, luxury. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about sustainable mobility for you in Myanmar.
Yep.
Obviously, the coronavirus is affecting everyone, but even without a global pandemic, Myanmar can be a harsh and unpredictable economic landscape. So
yeah, that's right.
Adapt, I imagine, a lot. So
yeah, this is maybe also one of the reasons that we arrived that late. We've been looking at Myanmar from a distance. I've been in the region for a long time now, and coming to Myanmar regularly. What is important for us is some stability in the economic sector. Now Myanmar is undergoing many changes, both on the political side, on the economic side, and so we are okay with this, and we support these changes. And I think it's important that Myanmar finally is tagging along the other countries in ASEAN and making developing its economy by changing with the neighboring nations, and so that's very important to us. So what we see is the reforms that are undertaking by Myanmar are going into the right direction. When you want to create your company as a foreign investor, it's a lot easier now than it used to be not that long ago. It's important that the Myanmar government realize that when we are putting money into business here in Myanmar, we come with a level of risk that we understand, and that we hope to be rewarded for taking that risk. So there is definitely a great future for mobility, for Audi in Myanmar, with conventional drives as we know today, petrol engine, or for some of our competitor, diesel engine, but also for the future of electric mobility.
Speaking of changes, especially in terms of the changes in the automobile industry, changes have been hugely spectacular. It was not that long ago that you would only see second-hand Japanese cars on the road, but nowadays we see brand new German cars, European cars, American cars as well. So I think it's a good time for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Audi's slogan is, of course, Vorsprung durch Technik, meaning something like through technology. You mentioned your electric cars, but is there anything else, any cool technology that you are excited to share with our audience?
If that would be hard to summarize, and will be, I invite everyone who's listening to follow our Facebook page, where we try to introduce the brand and all the different technology. When it comes to technology with Audi, when you start looking at every single part of an Audi car, from the headlights to the windscreen to the interior to the powertrain, to the drivetrain, to everything. When you start to look at every detail, you can find technology. You can find things that are true breakthrough. Of course, to many, it's still a car that brings you from point A to point B. But when you start looking into detail, talking about lights, okay, Audi was the first to bring daytime running lights with LED strips, and has been a pioneer in the light technology. The Audi H brought the Audi matrix light, which basically scans the road in front of you to light just what it can be lit, and without dazzling the incoming traffic. That's, for example, one technology. If you continue to the rest of the car, the drivetrain and powertrain, we are going to bring in Myanmar TFSI engine, which are turbocharged engine, highly efficient. So you can have small packages, small capacity engines that are, we go as low as 1 liter and all the way to 3 liter, which maximize the output. So if you compare with other brands that may have engines that are very, very big and not producing a lot of power and consuming a lot of fuel, this is not very efficient. When you take an Audi, efficiency in the drivetrain is amazing. So of course it's good for the environment. It's good for your money, for your savings, because you consume less fuel. And it's also taking you further with same amount of gasoline. So if you have 80 liters in your fuel tank, you can go much further than because you consume less fuel. So these are, but again, as even if you look at the door handles on an Audi A8, you would say, okay, a door handle is a door handle, right? We've perfected the thing. Well, no, nowadays the door handles even have made progress. So you have now electrically operated door handles, which basically detects if something is coming next to you that you maybe haven't seen because it's in a dead angle, and preventing you for opening the door and maybe smashing and having let's say a pedestrian, a car, or a bicycle smashing into your door. So it would be so hard to summarize, but every small thing that you look at on an Audi is pushed to what is the current production limit, I would say. So this is really amazing, and I think many of our clients in Myanmar will discover that. And yeah, it's still a door handle, but it's just a very, very clever one. So that's really what I like with an Audi is you buy the Audi maybe for the look, maybe for the brand, maybe for the service and what it represents. But then you start understanding, you start looking into the different bits and pieces into your car, and you realize what technological marvel this is.
Okay, so which model do you think will do especially well in the Myanmar market?
So if we look at the current market data, we can see that mid-size SUV are definitely the ones that are going first. This is no exception with the rest of the world. So with Audi, we have the Audi Q3 and the Audi Q5, which are in that range. The Audi Q3 has just been renewed. It's in terms of a look, it looks like a smaller Q8. It's really, really close to that. We're going to bring it with a highly efficient engine, which also will reduce the taxation level because Myanmar is taxing based on engine capacity. And so we are going to bring a mid-size SUV, a small SUV, with a very nice price point and a very nice equipment level. So we are really hoping great things with the Q3. If you want a true SUV with four-wheel drive capability, with a bigger engine, bigger output, we have the Q5, which is also definitely going to be among the best selling Audis in Myanmar. And if you have a bigger family, you have the Q7 with which is coming as a 7-seater. one of the very few 7-seater in that category. So definitely something that many of our clients would be interested in. And then you have the top of the line, the Q8, which is a design icon because it really looks amazing. Comes with a very sporty powertrain. So in the SUV range, I think there is everything you can expect. And even the Q2, which we talked about earlier, which is a good entry into the Audi world. When you want a car which is very nimble, very easy to drive in the city, consumes not too much because it comes with a 1-liter engine. And this is a good way to start with Audi, definitely.
Thank you. Is there anything exciting that you can share about what's coming up with Audi globally?
There is definitely lots of things that are coming with Audi globally. The main focus on Audi worldwide is the electric mobility. You will see pretty much every other month a new Audi electric car coming up. So that's going to be a revolution because currently we have the Audi e-tron. That's the one and only purely electric SUV. But in not too long from now, I'm talking really just a few years, we'll be having 20 to 25 purely electric cars in the Audi lineup worldwide. So that's basically doubling the offer on electric cars alone. So there is all the conventional drives, which are still available and still great cars, of course, but the electric cars are going to equal almost the conventional powertrains. So this is definitely something that is happening, and that's going to change the face of Audi. Audi will still keep its Vorsprung durch Technik tagline, so progress to technology, but technology is definitely changing and changing rapidly in the automobile world. So Audi is part of that, is a leader of that, and has a very high chance of success when we are talking about future of mobility, definitely.
Okay, and finally, do you have a message for our audience?
Be patient, we are coming. I know there are some other Audis that are being brought into Myanmar outside of the official network. Don't be too tempted. We are coming with great pricing, great cars, and with great service. We have already started to hire our technical team. So from now until we open, they're on training. Okay. So when we open, the first day we open, you can start servicing your Audi with us with the same attention to detail, the same quality than you can do in any other Audi dealerships around the world. And so that's very important to us. And maybe one last message that would be for potential candidates who want to work for a nice luxury car brand like us. We are a nice employer. We have a great project, and we are accepting applications on our website. So I encourage all of those who are listening, who are petrol heads or electric heads nowadays, to come and send their CV and let us know if they are interested to work with us. So audi.com.mm or through the Facebook page, everything works. And we'll be starting to post some job advertisement in the very near future.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to visiting your showroom as well and cover more exciting news and maybe even test drive some of your cars. We wish you all the best and stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.